My name is Lenny Richardson. I'm the founder and owner of Productivity Accelerator. Productivity Accelerator is a service I created for college students, entrepreneurs, and busy young professionals, where the goal of the entire service is to help you get more done in less time. So when they reached out to me to give me the opportunity to do this video and to do this article, I was super excited because college has influenced my life so much. So without further ado, I give to you 5 things they forgot to mention in college. The very first thing I think often gets neglected in college is that relationships are vital. It's understated how important your relationships are while in college, but especially beyond college. I saw a good statistic that most people find their long-term career through peers or through acquaintances. So basically what that means is the more people you know, the higher the chance of you getting a career or opportunity that benefits you in the long run. And I think college kind of neglects to teach that. College neglects to teach you that relationships are truly one of your biggest assets. Number 2, talk to strangers. From youth, you're always taught, don't talk to strangers. And while I think that is good if you're a child, as you get older, you start to realize that there's a lot of value in talking to strangers. Especially when you're in college, you get put into this position where you find your core group of friends and you kind of just stick with them the entire time. But in reality, at least in my personal opinion and from my experience, what you should be doing is constantly building new relationships. You should be constantly building new relationships while in college. You should be constantly building relationships when you're graduating. You should be constantly building relationships even decades after you graduated from college. So that's one thing college tends to neglect as well. It doesn't really emphasize the importance of constantly meeting new people. The third thing that college did not mention to us, grades are a form of memorization, but not necessarily comprehension. And what I mean by this is that when you're in college, a lot of times, not for every subject, but for a lot of subjects, you're really taught to just memorize things for a short period of time until you take the test or quiz or finish your project, whatever it is, and then you kind of delete the information from your head. You don't delete all of it, sure, but you delete a lot of it, at least many of us do, especially when we're cramming right before a big test. Instead, in the real world, what you don't always understand until it's too late is that what you need to know is comprehension. You need to understand how things work. You need to understand how things operate. And you need to understand how to take the information that you have and use it to your advantage. You don't really get to apply information effectively unless you truly comprehend it. So that's another thing that college neglects. It teaches memorization and it promotes memorization, when instead what it should be doing is promoting comprehension, which is a completely different skill. The fourth thing that college forgot to mention, the classroom is more binary. Typically when you take a test, when you take a quiz, when you submit a paper, when you do an essay, whatever, it's yes or no. You either did things correctly or you did something incorrectly. It's difficult to negotiate your answer on a test. However, in the real world, things are not that binary. It is possible to have multiple correct answers to the exact same problem. One problem can have many different solutions. And I think if you kind of go through life with the mindset that everything's super binary, you're going to make massive mistakes. You're going to put yourself in a box that's difficult to escape from. Your mindset will constantly be, am I right or am I wrong? When instead what it should be is, how correct am I or how wrong am I? It's more of a spectrum than a binary. And finally, the fifth thing that college forgot to mention to us is that time is the most valuable asset that you have. It stuns me that colleges do not make it mandatory every single year and every single semester to teach students how to memorize things faster, how to be more productive in general, how to be more efficient, how to study more efficiently, how to organize yourself more appropriately and more effectively. And I think that's a massive mistake on the part of most colleges, because really what it comes down to, everything in life comes down to how you use your time. So if you can use your time more effectively, you can outcompete everyone else. Everyone has 24 hours in the day. 24 hours in the day is the great equalizer. The amount of time that you have in your day is the great equalizer. The thing that separates the high achievers from the low performers is really just how they use their 24 hours. And oddly enough, that's a skill that college doesn't seem to teach. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. My name is Lenny Richardson, once again, the founder and owner of Productivity Accelerator. We help busy young professionals get more done in less time. And this has been 5 things that they forgot to mention to us in college.